Hello, YouTube. Reading through the books of Chronicles, it's been becoming very apparent to me that in transcribing his version of history, the chronicler feels free to take liberty with versions of events in order to support their own biases. And nearing the end of Second Chronicles, I think I came across a pretty basic, easy to follow example of this process. And to illustrate, I'm going to first read the account of events from the books of Kings. This is from 2 Kings chapter 23, verses 28 through 30. The heading for this passage is Josiah dies in battle. Now the rest of the acts of Josiah and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Judah? In his days, Pharaoh Necho, king of Egypt, went up to the king of Assyria to the river Euphrates. King Josiah went to meet him, but when Pharaoh Necho met him at Megiddo, he killed him. His servants carried him dead in a chariot from Megiddo, brought him to Jerusalem, and buried him in his own tomb. The people of the land took Jehoahaz, son of Josiah, anointed him, and made him king in place of his father. And now, this is the chronicler's version of events from 2 Chronicles 35, verses 20 through 24. After all this, when Josiah had set the temple in order, King Necho of Egypt went up to fight at Carchemish on the Euphrates, and Josiah went out against him. But Necho sent envoys to him, saying, "What have I to do with you, king of Judah? I am not coming against you today, but against the house with which I am at war. And God has commanded me to hurry. Cease opposing God, who is with me, so that he will not destroy you." But Josiah would not turn away from him, but disguised himself in order to fight with him. He did not listen to the words of Necho from the mouth of God, but joined battle in the plain of Megiddo. The archers shot King Josiah, and the king said to his servants, "Take me away, for I am badly wounded." So his servants took him out of the chariot and carried him in a second chariot and brought him to Jerusalem. There he died and was buried in the tombs of his ancestors. All Judah and Jerusalem mourned for Josiah. Okay, there's quite a few different changes going on in these versions of events, and I'll try to point them out. The first one is in 2 Kings. It says that King Josiah went to meet Necho, where Chronicles says that Josiah went out against him. Kings doesn't say that. Now, why it says that he went out against him becomes clearer. In this dialogue that only appears in Chronicles, where Necho says, "I'm not coming against you today, but against the house with which I am at war, and God has commanded me to hurry." The God of Israel is dictating the minutiae of the Pharaoh of Egypt's military conquests? Really? Now, why does the chronicler say this? Because it's very important in verse 22 that it says regarding Josiah, he did not listen to the words of Necho from the mouth of God. The chronicler needs to create a reason for why Josiah is killed, because there's no reason given in the books of Kings. It says that Josiah went out to meet the Pharaoh of Egypt, and the Pharaoh killed him. There's no reason. And the reason that the chronicler usually looks for is divine retributive justice. And that's exactly what he believes is going on here. Josiah disobeyed God, and because he disobeyed God, he was killed. And the next change made is in the account in Kings, Necho himself killed Josiah, where in Chronicles it says that the archers shot King Josiah, and he didn't die at that time. Now, why have archers kill King Josiah in battle rather than what seemingly is Necho murdering Josiah for no apparent reason? it wouldn't look very good for someone who the word of God is with them to incur blood guilt by killing the Lord's anointed, would it? No, it wouldn't look very good. So that's why the archers shoot at Josiah. Now, another change that I haven't been able to formulate a reason is in the account in Kings, it says that the servants carried him dead in a chariot and brought him to Jerusalem. So he was already dead. Where in the account in Chronicles, it says that they took him out of the chariot and carried him in his second chariot, and then he died in Jerusalem. It seems that maybe the chroniclers placing a lot of importance on Jerusalem as the center of their worship. And that's why it was important for Josiah to die there. And the last change is in the account in Chronicles, it says all Judah and Jerusalem mourned for Josiah. You know, because up until that point, he was considered a godly king and instituted much religious reform. But no such lament is mentioned in the account in Kings. So it seems that the chronicler, it's like he's facing a dilemma here. You know, he had a really seemingly godly king, you know, doing what he's supposed to do with regards to loyalty to Yahweh. And then all of a sudden he ends up killed. So it's like he needs to revere him for his faithfulness and his willingness to do away with what was considered idolatrous practices. But at the same time, he needs to know why he was allowed to die. He doesn't understand it. So a reason is created. And now this is just one of the most straightforward examples of this in the books of Chronicles. This happens quite a lot with regarding the death of kings, political assassination in particular. So I hope this was useful, and if you have any questions or thoughts about it, let me know.